Now, hello everyone, and welcome to Paint the Town Reds, the new game that we're running here every other Sunday for a couple of weeks. We are playing the game that I've called For Tonight We Might Dine, which was a clever title I came up with. You're welcome. My name is Callum. My pronouns are they, them, and new, and I will be running this game as the storyteller. We'll use that title. Cool. I'll let my players introduce themselves one by one. Let's start with Agent P. Introduce yourself and who you'll be playing today.
Hello everyone, I'm Agent P. I use they, them pronouns, and today I will be playing Anton Carini, who was a doctor, kinda, and is currently on vacation? On a break.
Great. Assis, introduce yourself and who you'll be playing today.
Hello, my name is Assis, my pronouns are she, her, and today I will be playing Ayaru Intumi, who is a poet.
Cool. Elle, introduce
and
yourself.
Definitely not multiple other things.
Okay. Fair enough. Elle, would you like to introduce yourself and who you'll be playing today?
Yeah, sure. I'm Elle. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Tadashi Yoshida, also known as Dash Yoshida. He's like allegedly a night tour guide in New Orleans, more like a credit card scammer, but you know, tomato tomato.
Awesome. And finally, Shen. Can you introduce yourself and who you'll be playing?
Hello, I'm Shen. My pronouns are he, him. I'll be playing Nora Byrne. Her pronoun she, her, and let's just say she's a very soft-spoken, very gentle pharmacist.
Cool. Well, we're playing Paint the Town Red, which is a newish game. And we are supported, and this is important. I forgot to mention, but I'll mention it now. We are being supported by Soul Muppet, who have supplied us with a copy of this game, and we are very thankful for their support. And you should go check the game out. And I believe there is some sort of link that I should have prepared that lets you tell them that we sent you. But I'll blame Steve for that and forget that it's probably my fault. We are going to be learning this system as we go. Both the players and the GM, though it's relatively simple and a little bit story focused. We are playing a game about sad, dead gay people who are sad and are trying to be unsad. That is, I think, the baseline understanding of this game and its themes. So, these games usually take place in history. Our game takes place in Louisiana, in New Orleans, in 1984, where the last American World's Fair is taking place. From May to October of 1984, New Orleans had the World's Fair, which was a financial disaster and closed early because of false projections by the tourism board that made the developers believe that it would pull in hundreds of thousands more people than it actually would. But a World's Fair is an exciting time for a city. It pulls in people from all over the world to come and demonstrate parts of their culture and music and food. It gives a city a sense of creativity, of building a miniature city within itself, and to demonstrate that they are worthy of the world stage. It is a place of joy and excess, which makes it very attractive to the undead of this world, who travel the world seeking to indulge in the excesses of humanity to get a little bit closer to what they once had. So, as these kind of epicenters of humanity, the dead might follow the world's fairs around, and we find our little cohort of the undead who found themselves connecting over a particular skill and pleasure in taking the money of other people from them through schemes and trickery. And they have brought themselves to New Orleans as it is a chance to indulge in that and all their particular pleasures and passions. So, at the start of a session of Paint the Town Red, we are going to roll, or the players will decide on a chart where they start off, depending on two stats: pulse and chaos. These are the two trackable, adjustable things that you experience as a character in this game, and you that will be affected by the actions that they make. And their goal as a character is to get high pulse. The higher the pulse, the more alive or near alive you feel. Chaos is how messy you are, both internally and externally. The mess you've made, the higher chaos, people are going to start noticing that you might be running around doing as you please. So let me find the rule book, and we shall see where people are at. I shall start with Agent P. What is your chaos and pulse right now?
My pulse is at a 4 and my chaos is at a 6.
Okay, so if your pulse and chaos are above or equal to 4, things start off hard. Things are just starting to kick off. So you have high pulse and high chaos according to the game. There is a chart of 6 of these. Is there one you would like to do, or would you like to roll for it?
I have been desperately trying to find the table in the...
Oh, it's okay. It's page 29. Sorry, 49 in the book.
49.
49.
49. Hold on.
48.
Yeah, it starts on 48, goes over to 49.
I shart. No. No. I watch Sinners. That line has been in my head. 48. Ah, I see. Ooh, I'm gonna roll for this.
This game uses a lot of D6s, which are used for stat checks and when we roll on tables. What'd you get?
You are drunk or high and fucking hungry.
Okay. I think you are walking towards um the World's Fair because you know there'll be lots of food options that way, and the best food around, or equally lots of people. Where do you think you would have gotten drunk? Where would like what kind of establishment would Anton be drinking at?
Anton probably drank at like the closest hotel's bar.
Mm-hmm.
Probably chatted up the bartender, trying to scope like before leaving to like scope out any like food places nearby. Didn't really like it. Decided to check out the World's Fair because there might be other better options, and if there isn't anything edible in the general sense, there will be people.
Great. Do you how is Anton when they're drunk or high?
Oh, they're very he's very ambly. I feel like when you said he was walking toward it, I was like, no, he's horribly failing at pretending to walk properly. And he's not falling, but he's almost there. And he does get quite a few looks, like just very disapproving looks from like parents with children, just be like, ew.
Yeah, I'd say it's the late afternoon. We are moving towards evening, but we're not quite there, and you're already absolutely smashed.
I love it. Absolutely smashed. I'm gonna probably find like the nearest. I think he's like. I'm trying like what kind of food would he gravitate towards is like my question. Oh, a hot dog stand.
Great. Yeah. I think as you're stumbling along the streets, you do see a hot dog stand, and you can just make your way towards it. In whatever form that is. How are you gonna try and like? Yeah, okay. The man at the other end of the counter looks at you and goes, "Are you all right, mate?"
I will be once. I have a hot dog.
Yeah,
That'll sober me up. For sure.
Cool. Starts kind of preparing something for you. Have you got money on you?
Money, yeah. He like reaches into his like pocket, his shirt pocket, and pulls out like crumpled up wad of cash.
Very
Does this do any good?
Yeah, that'll do. Takes like a few bills and puts it in the pocket. He's keeping the rest of the cash in. Hands you the hot dog with a little bit of disdain on his face. There you go. Enjoy
I'm sorry,
evening.
do you not like my money?
No, sorry.
I'm giving you good business here. What's the issue?
I just trying to make sure that you're gonna be all right.
I will be fine. You won't see me getting escorted out of here. Don't worry. And he takes the hot dog.
This is a street. Great.
Fair.
Yeah. You stuff the hot dog down your throat. Turns out
No.
wasn't enough.
No.
Okay.
Puts it in the pocket.
Okay, puts it in the pocket and keeps moving. So there was
What
fully.
do you mean?
Right where the other cash was.
Oh god. Great. Fantastic. I think we'll come back to Assis because Assis's character is a little bit different to everyone else. Elle, what is Dash's current chaos and pulse?
His chaos and pulse is pretty high too. He's at 6 and 6.
Wow. Okay, bloody hell. You guys don't. You don't start small, do you? You are also going to be rolling on the high pulse how chaos roll table. Would you like to roll, or is there one on there that you would like to do?
I think I'm interested in indulging my passion to
Oh,
start with.
cool. Which passion would you like to indulge?
I'm thinking voyeurism, which is his personal passion.
Okay. Fun. How do you think you would like to indulge that passion? What would you be doing at this moment to indulge in it?
I think so for Dash, though he definitely indulges in the I guess seedier definition of voyeurism.
Yeah.
For him, voyeurism also encompasses his passion for film, which is kind of a holdover from when he was a young living man. So I think perhaps we see him in a sort of old-timey movie theater, maybe not too far from where the World's Fair is being held.
Yeah.
It's dim, of course. A film, maybe Hiroshima Mon Amour, is playing on screen. And when we cut to Dash, he is like absolutely engrossed, like leaning forward in his chair, probably bothering the person in front of him. As the lights kind of glimmer off of his face, we see like the 2 red streaks of like vampiric tears down his face, and he's like mouthing along with the actors on screen. Like he's seen this maybe hundreds of times.
There's like a couple sat just a few seats away, kind of have been giving you eyes the entire time. And as like the credits begin to roll and the lights in the auditorium raise, they stand as quickly as possible and start to move away from you.
I think we see Dash sort of sniffle and like wipe one of these tears away, leaving this like red streak on his cheek. Watching films always kind of makes him hungry for some reason. So I think watching this couple begin to slink away, we see him kind of compose himself and then stealthily kind of follow them out of the theater.
Okay. Are you doing this with kind of delicateness, or are you following them on instinct?
Maybe I'm doing it on instinct.
Cool.
Yeah.
As they leave the theater, they hadn't really given it a thought that you would follow them. They thought that you might just stay in that dark room for the rest of their life and they'd never see you again. But as they kind of head off down the street, they stop to decide on where to go next when the young lady of the pair notices you. And they quickly start walking with a little bit more pace. I mean, hunger for you is not necessarily consume like the blood is not a biological necessity for our undead in this world, but it does fill you with a certain level of passion, unlike anything else. So yeah, they have noticed you and they are heading off quite a bit. Before we follow that up, could you gain 1 chaos and roll a where are we? I forgot to do this. You gain 1 chaos and roll a d6 and half the result, and that's how much pulse you've gained.
All right, that's 2.
Awesome. And also, we have to choose one of the following. If you go to page 20 in the rule book, there's the rules on indulging your passion. You can allow it, like a mortal realizes you're undead and you gain an extra chaos. A mortal dies and you gain 1 chaos. You make trouble with a faction and you gain 1 chaos. You annoy a friendly contact and they become a rival. You piss off a rival contact and they become hostile. You're offered a job for a contract and have no reward. You open yourself up to reprisal and a faction enacts a scheme, or you meet someone new but they fucking hate you. We currently don't have contacts, but don't worry. If you want to choose one, if you want to choose one of the contact ones, I can make one appear.
I think based on how we've set up the scene so far, I think it's appropriate for a mortal to realize I'm undead.
Yeah, great. I think as you track this couple through the streets, they've kind of taken a back alley in the hopes that you won't follow them down there. And as you are operating on instinct, you simply follow them down. And they stop and turn and look at you and like, listen, we don't want any trouble. And the young lady kind of pushes you back and says, please just leave it. They're stone cold. What the fuck are you?
I ain't trying to cause any trouble, miss. I just wanted to know if y'all enjoyed the movie.
What the?
One of my faces, and he takes another step toward them.
Yeah, I think there's a punch in the face coming from the young man, and yeah, it lands on your face if you let it.
Yeah. Dash takes it and kind of stumbles back into the wall of the alley like, motherfucker.
What the fuck is wrong with you,
And
dude?
Fine, nothing. Just leave me. And I think when he says that, the kind of snarl on his lip shows one sharp fang.
They book it. They freaking book it. Scream it. Yeah.
God damn, I can't get an easy dinner in this town anymore.
Fantastic. Yeah. With that, I think we will head over to Shen and Nora. Where's your chaos and pulse at?
Hello.
Shen?
Let me check. So my chaos is 6, my pulse is 5.
Wow. Okay, so you're also high pulse, high chaos. Lovely. Would you like to choose one of the 6 options, or would you like to roll for them?
I did roll for it, and I got, you're at a party, and things are about to get weird.
Cool. What kind of party would we find Nora at?
So Nora is introverted. She's very strange. She does not really relate to people, and as such, I believe over the centuries, as long as she's been alive, she's been trying different kinds of parties just to like feel something. So I'd say like maybe she's been to like the disco kind of parties, and like now she's trying out very underground, very like dingy kind of small parties with a lot of drugs. But she yeah, I'll say that,
Yeah.
yes.
I think you've stumbled across an underground location, somewhere that's probably trying to avoid the eyes of the law. It's in a stingy, like underground basement type area. There is very poor lighting. The walls seem to stick with either mold or excess material of human waste. Like it is a disgusting place, and the music is coming from uh, a place that you can't quite identify. There is lots of bodies in a small space, and no one can really see what's going on properly. Uh, it's it's full of lots of emotions as well. Like this place is chaotic. There is a lot of happiness, and then there are some people who are just miserable right now at this party, and you can like sense all of it, and it's this confusing, confounding mess of human and like pleasure and sorrow. What do you think is going to make this party weirder than it already is?
Well, there's always one thing that makes things weirder, and that's murder. If only somehow people started falling dead, or maybe, somebody suddenly fell dead, and the entire place just like this vibrance of emotions, this like, so many disgusting feelings, and this teeming, thriving life, none of which that Nora can actually feel, will somehow suddenly feel a little bit more relatable.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Are you planning on like are you here to kill a particular person, or is it just whoever you find?
Uh, it's just whoever she finds.
Yeah. Are you pulled towards
For
someone who's
her,
very happy or someone who's very sad?
perhaps somebody very sad,
Okay.
because that's the emotion that she recognizes within herself.
Mm. Okay. We will make you roll a stat check. We will ask you to roll if my brain observation. Could you roll me 2d6
Mm-hmm.
and tell me the result?
Sorry, your voice broke off a little bit. What did you say? What should I roll?
2d6.
2d6. Okay. So it's a 6 and a 4. 10.
Yeah, cool. As you search through the party, you come across a young man who um, is sat on the floor in a corner. They are kind of nurturing a drink in their hand, and you notice it because somebody goes up and asks, "You doing all right, mate?" And he just pushes them away, and the smell of sorrow just kind of extrudes from him. And
She feels very
Go ahead.
So she feels almost sympathetic. She's felt these emotions before. She knows what it's like. Perhaps she should go and comfort him. Like, let him know that, a life filled with sadness is not too bad.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she'll approach him.
Yeah, roll me. We're gonna do another check here. Could you roll me an allure check, please?
Okay, so 2d6 again.
2d6 plus your stat.
It's 4 plus 2, 6 plus which stat should I use? Savagery, allure, or
Allure.
duplicity?
Allure.
Okay. Well, that's just 6 then. She
Okay.
has 0 allure.
Does not respond well to your comfort. I don't need anyone else right now, huh? Do you think I'm here drowning myself in this shite because I want other people? Fuck you. And like, despite your attempts to comfort, has very much done the opposite and downs the drink, drops the glass on the floor, and just heads out of the party.
Okay. She will follow him.
Cool. Yeah, I think he's too out of it to really keep an eye on the fact that you're following him, and makes his way out into the city, stares up to the sky, and like stumbles in a direction.
And she'll sort of, sneak up to him, stalk up to him, sort of, and kind of whisper in his ear, very close to his ears. Oh, it's fine. I've been sad before. I could make it go away,
Fuck off. I don't know what you're talking.
She'll kind of like, put his hand on his shoulder and say, "It's all right. We've all been there. It goes away really quickly. You won't even feel it. You're not going to feel a thing. Trust me." And then she's just going to, try to drain him of his blood.
Cool. We'll count this as murder. We'll indulge your passion. Obviously, Immortal's dying here, so gain 1 chaos for that. So you'll gain 2 chaos and roll D3 to see a D3, which is D6, and half it to find out how much pulse you gain from this poor guy.
So I got 2 pulse.
Cool. Like, yeah, as you kind of start to attack the guy, he kind of mutters something about a girl or something, but he doesn't get it out in time, and it's just dead. Body's left.
So okay, before he dies, can she try to do one more thing?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, wait. I'm not sure it'll work, but she has the ability called face stealer. She can wear another person's face and appear to them. I was thinking, could she perhaps, try to change her appearance so that she can resemble this girl who this guy was talking about, like this.
I believe the way it works is that you have to know who that person is in order to steal their face. Let me find out.
Okay. All right. Then fine. Then it's fine.
Should have chatted him up first.
You could steal this guy's face. If you wanted to.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, she is going to do that. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Let me. Face Stealer. You can wear another person's face and appear to be them. After activating this power, you can transform into anyone you've met before, taking their voice, face, and movements. Normally, it's a messy affair. Your face might be blurry, your speech slurred, your movements clumsy. However, if you've drunk the blood of the person you're turning into, the illusion is perfect. The illusion persists until sunrise or until you choose to turn back.
Brilliant.
Amazing. You take this guy. You don't know his name, which might be difficult if you're going to pretend to be him. But if you're pretending him to be him in like just for the night and not really,
I mean, she can look in his pockets to see if he has ID or anything else.
yeah. His name's Isaac. You find an ID for a guy called Isaac. It seemed to be
fantastic.
Early 20s.
Well, she's gonna pretend to be Isaac for a night and see if it makes her feel any better.
Fair enough.
And she'll go. And she wears Isaac's face and goes back to the party.
Great. I'm just going to double check. I believe there's something that you have to when you
Okay.
You have to spend
use
a
your
pulse.
powers. There should be. I think there's a cost for using your powers.
Spend a pulse. You spend a pulse.
Spend a pulse. Perfect. So yeah, you lose one pulse to activate your power.
Nice.
Adam, can you not hear me?
I can. Sorry,
Yeah,
I just didn't hear you the first time.
I said it twice.
I know. I didn't hear it the first time. I heard it the second time.
Question.
Yes.
Question. Is identity theft a scam?
it is. I would say so. Identity theft is the first. It's like the gateway drug to scams.
I feel like you must enact something with the identity in order for it to be a scam. Just taking it is stealing.
Right.
A scam is full on like, I'm going to use this false information to get something out of you. Okay. So let's move on now to Assis, because you are a very special type of vampire. Oh, undead.
I have autism.
Yes, that is one way of putting it. You are a werewolf. So it is currently a new moon. And when the moon is new, you reduce your lowest stat by 1 to a minimum of 0. So you will have a stat of 0, 1, and 2, right? And you take the 1 and you make that also a 0.
Yeah.
So
love it.
Yeah. The moon is starting to be visible in the sky. And then you see that it is a new moon. What is your pulse and chaos at?
It's 5 and 5.
Cool. Also on the high chaos, high pulse, would you like to roll or choose one of them?
I would like to roll. That's a 1. You are mid-argument with the contact.
Cool. I think you're in an argument with what kind of things would you argue about? Who are the people that you are drawn to as a person? What are you?
I mean, I think definitely artists, performers, people who love, people who create.
I think you're in an argument with a fellow artist named Alison. She also is undead, and do you think you would be interested in being the subject of art, or would you rather look at the art from an external perspective?
Hmm. I think externally. I think the art is not about the art. Like, I don't want to be the subject. I want to be the creator. I want to be the observer. I don't necessarily want to be the muse because
Cool.
I have a muse. There's a perfect muse.
I believe that Alison has painted a street in New Orleans and has shown it to you as kind of like, look upon my work, do you not think it's great? And the moon is wrong.
The moon is wrong. I love this. How could you do this? How could you portray my love like this?
Sorry, your love? This is my painting. Do you think you have any right to decide on what should or shouldn't be in it?
You can put whatever you want in it, but to take the moon, to take my beloved and to portray her like this smudge, it's an offense.
It's not the focus of the painting. It's a vibe of the moon.
You offend me. And on this, the night when my love has left me, has vanished from the sky, you would portray her as nothing but a vibe?
It's broad strokes. It's the illusion of it. No, not other people don't pay attention to the moon that much. All right?
The illusion, my friend, is your ability to create art and know what is beautiful. And she's just like, there are tears streaming down her face while she's talking.
You are too much for me right now. This is my best work yet, and you come in here and you trash it like you trash everything around you.
Tell me then, Alison, what have I trashed?
Where's your latest in your long line of lovers, huh?
Alas, they could not live up to my one true love, and I had to leave them.
And where's your love tonight, huh? Looks out the window.
You warned me. You warned me.
She's not fucking there!
I'm just gonna like go for a slap.
Yeah, go ahead. She slaps you back.
Why? I've never been treated like this. But also, I kind of enjoyed that. Would you want to slap me again?
Sure!
Okay. Can I indulge my passion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remind me how to do that.
Okay, so you've chosen to indulge your passion. Which passion are you indulging right now?
Romance.
Great. I I think let's roll to let's roll a lore here and see if Alison is into
Yeah.
this rivals to lovers arc that you are taking them
Yeah.
on. Yeah, you can roll me some lore.
Is that 2d6?
That's 2d6 plus the stat.
Oh my god, that is 5.
Okay. I don't think you can indulge your passion with Alison today. I think you can get there in the future. However, their passion for art has kind of been ruined by your mood. So it's not working out. And I think she goes, you know what? I can't do this right now. Please get the fuck out of my apartment.
I thought we were in a bar. Huh. And I just like, why am I in this shabby place? And I just turn around and leave.
I invited you to share my work, you bitch! She's fully off it today. You hear as you leave things being thrown around her room.
Oh no, what have I done?
Anyway, well done, everyone. That's the first bit of our session. That is where our players start their night. We are gonna take our first break of the evening. We'll take a 5-10 minute break and we'll be back after that. So please stick around and join us then. Until then, just you know, make sure that no one with weirdly sharp teeth approaches you in the street. And we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Approach them first.
Yeah. We'll be back. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to For Tonight We Might Dine. And our collective of sad individuals have had a little bit of a bumpy night already, some of them. But I think we will find you gathering at the World's Fair itself as you pass through one of the two gates, adorned with very nice statues and models of water-based creatures. There are alligators, mermaids. The east side gate has a large Poseidon and a mermaid, which is a lot more respectable than the other gate, which has caused quite the fuss in town, as the other gate is adorned by two mermaids who do not cover up their private parts. And it has caused quite the controversy in the town residents that these two large statues have breasts showing. But apparently it's doing well for tickets. So the World's Fair itself is inspired by the design of like Mardi Gras. It's lots of vibrant colors. There's a section called the Wonder Wall, which is this display of like architecture and filling it with the sense of Mardi Gras and color and kind of exuberance. There are lots. There's an area which is. I don't know. There are pavilions of all sorts across the area from different countries. There are individual organizations who've put things up. There are lots of large rides. There's a Ferris wheel. There are merry-go-rounds and other such attractions. There's lots of food offerings, bars, music venues. The entire area is charted by a monorail that goes through each area of the fair, including going into the main hall, which is a large convention space. There is a music stadium venue on the riverside where the big events are taking place. Also on the river is a gondola. They have put in a gondola that takes you from one side of the river to the other, though most people think it's deeply unsafe, despite no incidents yet occurring. The whole World's Fair is open till 2 a.m. So this is where the nightlife of New Orleans is currently taking place. And I think you all arrive sometime in we're getting to around 7 p.m. Things are really kicking off. There is jubilant joy spread through the area. People are drinking, having food from cultures that they've never experienced before. One of the most popular kind of venues is selling food folded into pastries that are really easy to make, and they are absolutely flooded with people all around going to look for food. So in this place of joy and excitement, you are all sort of gathered, though Nora currently doesn't look like Nora, to indulge in what could be considered a great party. Yeah. Does anyone have a particular desire to find or explore something specific, to indulge their passion? Is there anything that you would like to do collectively now that you've all gathered from your individual pursuits of the day?
I think Anton, still a little tipsy, would visit the Enterprise.
Yes, I forgot to mention there's a fucking spaceship. There is a NASA spaceship.
Wait, there was a spaceship?
There's a NASA
The
spaceship
shuttle
next.
Enterprise was on display.
Yeah, it's next to the American pavilion. Yeah, they had a lot of trouble getting it there.
Nora would like to go to the.
Sorry, what was that?
Nora would like to go to the water areas. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So Nora would like to look at the alligators and the mermaids, and she's very into the alligators and the mermaids.
The statues, or are you looking for actual alligators?
Actual alligators, like real alligators.
There is a water show where they have got like fake mermaids performing as well. So I think
Nora is into that. Yes.
Yeah. So you go. Mermaid. Cool. You go and look at the mermaid show. This is obviously we are in 1984 World's Fair, but it's also Callum and our version of the 1984 World's Fair. So if you'd like something to be there, it can be there.
Awesome.
I think Ayaro would also go to the spaceship, because what is this strange device that can get her closer to the moon?
Absolutely correct. Elle, where do you think Dash should be heading?
Yeah, I was gonna say that if Anton doesn't mind, I think Dash would head to the spaceship with him. Less because Dash is interested in the spaceship, and more because he knows how Anton can get when he's a little tipsy. Just trying to keep everything in line here.
Yeah, great. So you head to the fully formed space shuttle that is on display outside of the American Pavilion. I don't think it was there to do anything other than just be there. I don't think you could be let on it. But it's there. It's suspended a little bit on large platform, probably to stop drunk people from getting onto it.
I'm just realizing this is after the moon landing already happened.
It definitely
Yes.
did already happen. People have been closer to the moon than you have.
I don't like that.
Don't do it to her.
I think I think. Oh my god! Yeah, Ayaru's going to try and get onto the shuttle. She's desperately trying to get onto the shuttle.
Okay. Do you think that is done stealthily, or are you just making a mess of this?
Let's make a mess of it. I am just like straight up just trying to climb in.
Yeah. Is anyone attempting to stop this from happening?
Anton,
Not me, not
Anton?
Nora.
Anton is gonna take the hot dog from his pocket
Yeah.
and just hurl it. Oh goodness.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna hurl it at sorry, what's the name?
Ayaru.
Ayaru. Okay, yeah, just gonna hurl it at Ayaru in an attempt to stop them.
You're gonna throw a hot dog at me?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, your slabs of meat cannot stop me. I must
What?
climb into this craft.
What slab of meat would stop you?
Ayaru just blushes fully like, oh, you wound me.
Not yet.
Oh, but to choose between my love up there and gentle Anton down here.
Gentle. Okay. Anyway, we should probably take a few steps back.
Anton, just let her go. You know how she gets about the moon.
I know, but I'm not trying to get escorted out. I don't want to look like a fucking fool in front of that hot dog dude.
So you're throwing hot dogs at people because you don't want to be causing a scene?
Yes.
I think we need to get you something
A hot
non-alcoholic
dog.
to drink.
Hot dog.
And a hot dog.
Yeah.
All right, and another hot dog.
You give causing a scene. I feel like at this point Ayaru's gonna start like loudly screaming and proclaiming into the crowd. You have seen these men claim to go and visit my love. How dare they? She's not theirs to claim. You will see. You will all see when I go up there. Oh, when I am reunited with her. She who has abandoned me on this night.
Mom, why are these people so weird? You hear as a small crowd has gathered to watch this, and like
I think I'm-
and a child walking past.
Question one, and I'm already being hate crimed.
I think you do kind of a as none of this really is an action in the game. I'm gonna say that someone is showing up, and it's a new contact for you to meet. There's a kind of a nicely suited man with slicked back short hair, kind of stands in front of the crowd. Okay, everyone, move along. Nothing to see here. And they kind of are shuddered away, and they turn to you. The name's Maxil.
Like the opposite of minimal?
No, it's spelt Maxil. Maxil.
Apologies. Anton.
Yes. Would you care to your friend seems quite distressed by the shuttle here. Perhaps you would be interested in a private tour of it at a later point.
I think my friend would like that.
Can be arranged. I know the right people. But let's try not to make a scene of it.
Is Maxwell mortal or undead?
As no one shook his hand, you couldn't tell that he had no pulse. However, he does not seem to be breathing as he speaks.
You have to breathe to speak. That's how biology works.
You're undead. Your biology
Your
doesn't work
breaths
the
go
same
out.
anymore.
And how would you arrange that exactly, Maxwell?
Well,
You work with there?
There are some people here at the organizers who of these events who, like us, have a different experience of the world, and they helped secure the funds to secure the shuttle from NASA. If you were to do a favor for me, I could get them to do you a favor.
Funds, you say? Now you're speaking my language.
Yes, well, you see, it's a little bit of a... Well, it's not that much of a secret. The funds of the fair are not doing so great right now. We're not getting in the visitors that we'd hoped. So we are in a little bit of a trouble in... it does not look like this fair is going to last all that long.
So what do you want us to do about it?
Well, I was hoping that if, like myself, you have skills to obtain value, that you might help me in convincing some very important people to provide funds to this great event.
So do you need funds or people?
There are specific peoples whose funds we need. They will be visiting the fair soon. Would you like to help me in charming them out of their money?
point us to the big pockets and we'll run them.
Fantastic.
Right.
I'll let the organisers know that you are on board with this little job. Congratulations, you've received a job and a new contact, and you know that one of the factions we're going to call the organisers, who currently own the World's Fair and are fucked because no one's coming to the fair. It's busy, but it's not as busy as it needs to be to generate the funds to keep this place open. It's an open secret. Everyone's sort of aware of it. We're about 2 months in. The numbers aren't there. It's not going well. So they'll be bringing in a group of VIPs on another night to come and enjoy the fair. So Maxil has suggested that you help convince them to invest in keeping the park open for a little bit longer. It won't be tonight, but Maxil encourages you to all enjoy the various proclivities. I can't speak of the fair for tonight. We're going to quickly head over to see Nora with some mermaids. There is a kind of a
Hi, hello.
yeah. There's a you've ventured out to try and find sea life, and you find that there is an area themed around the spirit of sea, which seems to be a sub theme of this whole thing, and there is a live synchronized swimming show, but there's also a large kind of display of mermaids who dive underwater and will stay there for a long time. They're clearly experienced divers who are using a little bit of trickery to make it look like they are staying underwater for long periods of time. And nearby there is a small animal exhibit of safer animals, though yes, there are 1 or 2 alligators on display, kept safely from the people who might try and reach in drunkenly.
Nora really, really wants an alligator pet. Like, really badly wants an alligator pet. So she lingers around the alligator enclosure, realizes that there's no way to get closer to them, and then she heads towards the mermaid show, where, like, experienced divers are like diving deep into the water.
Yeah.
And then she realizes that she is dead. She does not need to breathe, which means she can perhaps join in with these people who are diving deep into the water, and perhaps hold her. She does not need to hold her breath because she does not breathe. She can just, like, chill under the waters, be surrounded by these beautiful mermaids, and, like, try to figure out whether life would have been better off if she had turned into a mermaid after death instead of a vampire.
Interesting. I think as you have that thought, you also have the thought that, oh, I'm not the only undead person here. You're probably not the only person who's had this idea. So there's likely someone else in that tank who is doing what you want to do.
Oh, yes. She wants to take his place.
Oh, take their place. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, how are you going to go about doing this? Are you trying to sneak behind stage, get into the costume room, and take a costume?
Sneak behind stage, steal
Yeah.
costumes, and then go down and find
Yeah.
and see if she can. Yes. So so she will definitely. So she's still in the form of Isaac, which can be a little bit of. What are the genders of these people playing the mermaids? Are they like, all women,
Oh,
or
it's
are
all
they like a
ladies.
mix of men and...
I'm sorry. This is 1984. Gender has not expanded for mermaids in 1984.
So I will say that she sneaks around into the
Yes, the big gender boom of the 2010s.
so I'll say that she'll sneak into the dressing room.
Yeah.
While she does not really remember that she's not wearing her own face, she's wearing Isaac's face, in fact.
Mhm.
And she'll kind of like, look at, she won't really look at the mirror. She doesn't, she's clearly not in the right mind. She's like very excited by these beautiful, sparkly dresses, and she'll kind of like, start just like choosing through them, like putting them on her. Uh, Looking at the sparkly garments on her skin and stuff like that.
Great. I am going to ask you to roll me
Mhm.
a duplicity check, please.
Oh, fantastic. 2d6, right?
2d6 plus your stat.
Okay, so that's 6 plus 3, that's 9 plus 2, 11.
You successfully sneak into the changing room. You get all no one is about. It seems like everyone is on shift right now. And you grab a costume that's spare, you put it on, and yeah, you slip out into the tank. And you are... Do you think that once you hit the water you'd notice your form, or are you still just like, this is perfect?
She'll probably notice her form in the reflection of the water, like halfway through when she's like when she's diving midway through, and then she'll realize her face being reflected in the surface of the water, and she'll have this strange thing. That is not me. And then the memories of the night kind of like trinkle into her brain, and she'll realize, well, I'm this sad little boy whose pain I took away.
I will say at first, the other divers looked at you like, what the fuck's going on? But obviously none of them can speak because they're all underwater. So like, they're just making like pointing at you like, oh, what the hell's this? But as you kind of observe the audience, there is applauding that this kind of semi-handsome young man is now part of the mermaids. And no one can really stop you. Like, you're in the water. The other divers are gonna try and fight you, and no one can like pull you out. So yeah, you just gotta get away with it.
So she's underwater. She's wearing this beautiful, sparkly dress. She doesn't need to breathe, and the water is calm and peaceful, so far away from the chaos of the entire place. And she kind of like swims up to a random mermaid, and she says, "You look so pretty. Were you born this way?"
Allow me to translate that into what it sounds like. You're underwater.
So she'll kind of like so she'll sort of like try to like figure out if there are any other beings like her in here.
Great. Roll me an observation check, please.
Okay. What do I? Okay, so what stats should I use for
2d6.
observation?
There's no stat.
Okay, it's
just
8.
2d6. A 9
Okay.
and above succeeds. Below a 9, you fail.
8. I rolled an 8.
Yeah. You can't seem to notice anyone else in here. Like, it seems like whoever is pretending, they are also successfully going up on a schedule to go and get air. Like they're doing like there is like some rocks above as well that allow people to kind of go and get air, but also just lay around on rocks for a little bit because it's all a show. However, I think as like a lot of them start to leave after a certain point, would you also go with them? when people seem to when the vampires
Yes.
start to leave. Yeah. As you do so,
Yes, absolutely.
before as everyone kind of goes in, one of them pulls you aside before you enter the changing room, almost like in the corridor. She kind of pulls you aside. What are you playing at?
She's like, what do you mean? I'm
Did
just,
you
everyone's so
fucking
pretty
forget?
here. I
Look
just
at
want to be
yourself.
one of you. Well, look at, what do you mean? And then she realizes, oh. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is not me. This is not me usually. I can explain, I promise. And then she just takes off her face stealing.
The transformation back from face stealing is not a simple one. Like, your physiology cracks and shifts and changes. And she's not disgusted by it, but she panics that someone might have seen you. What the fuck are you doing? Can't do that. Oh, God, you're lucky.
I'm just being myself. I don't understand what the big deal is about. Do you not like this form? Or did you prefer the form before? I'm sorry. I don't think I can go back to it unless you would like to give me your form.
No, it's just we have to remain careful of how we reveal ourselves.
Oh, and that's when the penny drops, and then she's like, "Are you one of us? I was looking for you."
Well, now you've found me. What do you want?
Nothing. I just want people like me. It's so sad. People are warm, but I'm not. I'm alone, just completely lonely. And even in a crowded place like this, I don't feel it. I don't know how to get over that. Do you ever get used to it?
No. I don't think any of us do. But
Ah,
when you're underwater with these other girls, it's like the rest of the world doesn't really matter. It's all just
do they taste good? Have you tried drinking them?
no. Damn, my co-workers.
Are they your friends?
Yeah, something like that.
I've never had a friend in my entire life.
You should
I
try
grew up.
getting one, but it sounds like you might eat them before they try.
Would you like to be my friend? I'm sorry, I've never done this before. It's so strange.
Yeah, we can be friends. Susie.
Nora, nice to meet you, Susie.
Nice to meet you, Nora. Should we go and get changed, and then I can show you the
Yes, of
fair?
course. I'd love that. Thank you so much. No one's ever been so nice to me before.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Um.
Okay,
I'm just.
so she'll follow Susie.
I'm gonna say that this
Mm-hmm.
is a bond
Oh,
you've just
fantastic.
formed.
Should I write it down in my Google Doc?
Yeah. I don't think the rules say you can do this, but I think it's justifiable that this person is kind of spiritually a soulmate of loneliness.
This
Nice,
is just like
nice,
my
nice.
internal monologue when I make new friends. Like this is like you're just saying the stuff that go. I think this is a new bond that you formed. This person is your
I
spiritual
am thou,
soulmate.
thou art I. You have formed a new vow. Persona music starts playing. That's how I conceptualize my relationships. And I go and I like, oh, I'm on a train today to go and meet this friend to go and improve this this level of friendship. Yes, you have formed a bond with Susie the mermaid, who is not
Nice.
actually a mermaid. So you can choose to believe that or not. I feel like there's a world where
Uh,
Nora just conceptualizes her as a mermaid.
yeah, no, Nora totally believes that, this is a undead mermaid. It's a vampire mermaid, some sort of like amazing thing.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and she takes you to her favorite eating location. There
Ooh,
is
nice.
so in the north side of the park, there is some very rich man decided to reproduce an entire Italian little town.
Ooh,
Like he
nice.
he went to Italy, looked at a place, and went, "I want to make that place at the World's Fair." So he kind of produces a little area which is inspired by this town. And there is a pizzeria that she likes going to. Um,
Uh, so Nora is very taken aback by this, and she said, "Oh, but you're a mermaid. Don't you eat fish? I thought it would be a seafood restaurant."
we don't. Uh, no.
Ah, uh, I see. Uh,
Do you want
it seems
fish
mermaids
on your
like to eat
pizza? You can
Italian
have
instead.
fish on your pizza.
Fish on the pizza. That sounds interesting. I'll have that.
Cool. Yeah, and I think you have pizza with some like weird shrimps on it.
Nice.
Hey, let's not judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just
It's so weird to have shrimp on pizza.
we don't do it in the UK. I
So,
don't think of anywhere you can do it.
so as she's eating, she realizes that food doesn't really taste as good as it used to centuries ago, and she's like, I don't think I like this. I, I like it more when I drink their blood. You can hear their heartbeat, It's their pulse throbbing under their skin. You can almost hear what they're thinking. Their expression changes as they realize they're about to die. And that's the most addictive feel you can ever find.
Right. Um. I I don't know how old you are, but like
I'm young. I was only 35 when I was hanged publicly. It was a big spectacle. A lot of people came to watch, and I remember like my feet were hanging, and it hurt. It felt like my neck would snap open, and then it just ended. It was very strange.
nothing makes us feel as good as as the blood. But it's not all there is. I hope
Oh,
that like if you let it control you, like we don't
oh
have to
yeah.
drink
You
it.
say it
We
as if
can
it's
just
a
eat
bad thing,
normally, and it's fine. We're fine. We just
but it's
it
so it feels so empty when I don't drink it. It's just it feels like I've been hollowed out, turned inside out, as if there's nothing else. You know how in those parties people would just, stab themselves with these needles just because they want to feel something? And that's how I feel like when I drink it. There's nothing else for it to give.
I'm I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not bad. It's not something too bad. It's a good thing. You should be proud of it. It's only something we can do.
You said you didn't have any friends. Have you spoken to a mortal?
I
Spent time with them,
have.
but not.
Well, I
But they always die.
mortals? Don't they die? They're all meant to die anyway.
Eventually, but like,
It's what's the point? It's all that there is just emptiness and sadness. Isn't it better to just end it quickly? Maybe I should have never opened my eyes after the day I was hanged. Maybe it should have just ended.
maybe not more people would be alive if that was the case.
Well, I suppose we should agree to disagree. I don't want to fight with my new friend. Things never go right when I fight. It always ends in blood.
As you're speaking, her eyes dart to someone else, and she shakes her head.
Okay.
If you'd like to learn more about what just happened, you can roll me an observation check.
Okay. It's a 5.
You can't tell what just happened.
Oh, well. Yeah. So, okay. Yes. So, so perhaps at some point they can make their way towards the spaceship where the other people are.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, gang. Mechanically, would anyone like to indulge their passion this evening?
I
Who
mean,
maybe hasn't already? Or how, even if you have.
I think Dash was serious
Yeah.
about helping Anton get something to drink.
Yeah?
Blood, preferably.
Yeah, going on drinking some blood is a valid option. Um, any, I know Agent P's just lost for a second. So, would would anyone else like to attempt some kind of attempt at indulging some passion, or one of the other actions that you can take?
I would like to do something. I'm just trying to figure out what.
Let's start with Anton and Dash. You'd like to go and get some blood to drink?
Same.
Cool. We're going to do some party hard here. This is a move where two people
Yeah.
team up together to do some stuff. Would anyone else like to join in on the partying hard before this happens?
I mean,
Nora would like to join in.
sure, let's just all party hard. Let's
Let's all party hard. Let's
drink.
do it.
Okay. And you're all
That's
indulging in the
alright.
passion of blood. Of drinking blood. Okay, if you indulge your passion in the same space as another character or your bond, you can party hard. This allows you to combine your revelry together and gain additional benefit at the cost of further chaos. When two or more characters party hard together, each of them may gain an equal amount of extra pulse and extra chaos up to the value of the amount of other characters indulging alongside them. Your passions don't have to be the exact same to party hard. They just have to be in the same place and affect each other. Great. So, would everyone like to
Okay,
indulge?
then in that case,
Yeah.
in that case, I'm probably going to indulge with romance and not drinking blood.
Okay. Awesome. I think in order to do this successfully, you're going to have to either... I mean, do you guys want to harm someone in the consumption of their blood? Or if, for example, there was... Okay, you all want to do the murder. Okay. Cool. Because, you know, there could just be places that serve blood in glasses, if that's what you'd like. But it sounds like that these are not the methods you would like to employ. Great.
What's the fun in that?
There is a music venue. Hold on, let me get the freaking... I again, doesn't have to be historically accurate, but I like it. There is the Louisiana Folk Life Festival, which is like... if I got that right? Yeah, there's a part in the festival park with a building, and every night there is bands on there and drinks served, and people dancing in the revelry of these various bands, and it's kind of like a whole plethora of different bands that experience that celebrate the culture of Louisiana. So it's quite country, or like both country or jazz are kind of the two vibes that it goes between every night, and sometimes it's the same vibe. It's a weird place, but it offers the most kind of secluded area for you to find your prey and consume them. However, are you looking for something a little bit different? What are you looking for? Who are you looking for? What kind of person would you like to indulge
No,
in
so here's the
fancy?
thing. Here's what I'm thinking. Can I do this in a way where I'm indulging in romance by waxing poetic about my friends as they are consuming blood? Like just like heavily flirting and like expressing to them while they drink blood. Is that a thing that will work?
I think the way that they could interact is that, let's say there's a group of friends and there's 4 of them. The other 3 take out 3 of them, leaving 1 alone for you to flirt with.
Okay.
I think flirting with the people who are drinking or being drunk isn't going to work for me, personally. I like what you're saying.
And it's player characters. No, and it's because you like player characters indulging passion. That's sure. Yeah. No, I am good with that.
Yeah,
I am fine with that.
Awesome. So yeah, you come across like a group of 20-somethings who are all like out of their minds, doing like a silly dance that the whole place gets up at a certain point and starts doing this like over the top dance where the moves are really like, it's almost like they call it a chicken dance, and they're all like pretending to flap their wings because it's just I found video footage of this at the actual fair. So they all start doing it, and after a little bit, this kind of group stumble away, and I think that's where the 3 are captured by Anton, Dash, and Nora, and one is left kind of like turns around and their friends are gone, and the next minute you are sat next to them.
lost?
I think my friends were here a second ago. I can't find them now.
Yes, so am I. But it seems that that's just you and me. And I just do like a little like stroke the hair behind, like
Oh,
who needs them anyway?
well, yeah, you're right. I do you want a drink?
I would love the drink. But not the one you're thinking of.
Oh,
Sorry, that would have been funny if my friends were here.
oh no, I think it was. I don't get the joke, but I'm gonna laugh anyway.
Adorable. Tell me, do you like poetry? And I'm just gonna like lead her away
Yeah.
while just starting to like recite like a recent poem.
Meanwhile, camera slowly pans over to these three, just eating the friends of this poor little person. Meanwhile, does anyone not kill their chosen meal, or are you all just chomping down?
Nora is killing.
Of course, Nora is kidding.
What I want to know what the greatest fear of the person that Anton is.
Roll me an observation check, I guess.
Eight.
I don't know what his greatest fear is, but right now it's you.
Anton likes that, and we'll just continue.
Oh, great. How about Dash?
I mean, that was also power of undead, so that should cost a pulse, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it your actual power? I'm sorry. I thought you were just asking me as a GM. Never mind. Let's find out what is.
I don't mind rules for that.
I'll go find the rules. It's fine. We'll find. We'll go get it. Subpower. You're a creature of the night. You know the fears of other and how to best exploit them. After activating this power, look into the eyes of the person and see their greatest fear. To resist, they must pass a check with a stat of their choice. Supernatural creatures resist with an upper hand. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, well, okay. Unfortunately, despite the fact this guy is probably dead here, in his final moments, he doesn't give away anything. You look into his eyes, you ask what his fear is, and you just get you get fucking nothing. You just get this guy, it's like, rage in his eyes, like, nah. I think also this was the person that Ayu's now flirting with's date. Like in the corner of their eye, they see them interacting. It's like, no.
And he's gonna intentionally cover their mouth.
Yeah.
And also, Nora is gonna use her face stealing powers and become the friend of the person, Ahiru is flirting with.
Okay. It's the person you're drinking. You're going to become them. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Does Dash do anything specific here?
If it's okay with you, I kind of like the idea that two of these people are the two people that Dash encountered earlier at the movies. Maybe they met up with some friends for a double date.
Absolutely. Before you all sat down, like before they did the chicken dance, the conversation you didn't see, and we'll cut back to this conversation, there was this absolute wacko at the movie theater who followed us down an alley. It was like really scary. That sounds really bad. I didn't realize that people like that around here. Oh, well, hopefully no one like that shows up here tonight. Anyway, yeah, cool.
And then we cut back to Dash, like kind of lackadaisically putting his arm around the guy who punched him, and just kind of leaning into his face and going, "Remember me?"
Ah, nice. Nice.
His teeth
It's
into
like-
his neck.
Trying
And I
to
should
punch
say-
away.
Dash does have a very memorable face. He's like kind of movie star handsome with this like long, thick black hair. Sort of dressed like a fuckboy though, with like a backwards baseball cap, like the men's crop top that was popular in the 80s, and like short shorts. And it's all like
I
neon.
feel like as this guy dies, he's both
I need
angry
to write a new
and-
poem.
and slightly questioning his sexuality as he dies.
Oh my god, Dash is turning people gay. Turning dead people gay.
Well, actually, no, turning gay people dead. In this case,
We can do
turning
that.
someone
okay,
gay
so-
then dead.
I have an idea. So
Mhm.
Nora has kind of stolen the face of the person's friend. Can she go and be a wingman for Ahiru?
I think
So
that after your
funny.
consumption of blood, yeah, you can go wingman.
Yes.
Yeah, and that so all of you gain 1d6 of pulse plus 3, and then you gain 4 chaos.
Ooh, nice. Lovely.
Does anything in particular happen? Or is there a maximum for Pulse and Chaos?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't find it, but I feel like there definitely is.
Oh, wait, it's 1d6 by 2.
Yeah, divided by
And
2. Sorry,
then-
yes, yeah. So it's 1d3
Sorry,
of
Pulse-
it's 1d3 plus
It's
3 of
1d3.
pulse,
It's 1d3 of
Okay.
and
not
focus.
d6.
1d3?
That's yeah, 1d3. So
Yeah.
half your d6 roll.
Got it.
Pulse, 4 chaos, dear lord.
1 plus 4.
Yeah.
I have so much pulse.
sorry, D3 plus 3 Pulse?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Is that what you said? Okay.
there's 3 other members of your team also indulging in their pleasures right now.
Okay, if there's no maximum, that takes me up to 13 Pulse and 12
Dear
chaos,
lord,
which seems
you're so
pretty-
alive.
Christ.
You're so
I'm at-
alive and so chaotic.
I'm at 7 pulse and 10 chaos.
Yeah.
I'm at
He's-
10 pulse and 12 chaos.
Jesus.
I am the least
Christ.
chaos right now. I'm at 10 pulse and 9 chaos.
It's okay. There'll be consequences for your actions in a minute.
Oh, nice. Lovely.
With that lovely interaction done, let's take our last break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we'll roll into the third stage of tonight's events: consequences. Dun 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 dun.
Yay.
The consequences of our
Um.
actions, they do follow us occasionally. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Until then, bye. Okay, hello, we're back. Now we go on to the downtime and consequences section of our show. And if this was a game show, there'd be a jingle, but this isn't a game show, so there won't be a jingle.
And the consequences.
I guess we're a game show now. Okay, so on page 52 of the book starts the downtime actions. There is on the final page 56 some examples of things you can do to lower your chaos. If you'd like to, which I would suggest might be a good idea. But yeah, you can as a downtime action can make some quest actions, set a goal your character wants to achieve in this session, gaining a new passion, deepening a bond, growing their cult vampiric power, or something equally audacious. This requires them to make bold actions and will make your character more powerful unless they suffer devastating failure. Choose these if you want to set up something exciting for the next session. Though be aware you do have a job for the next session. You can deepen a bond, grow a relationship with your bond. Before the end of the next session, you must further deepen an active bond through a display of intimacy. Only one of you has a bond, so only one of you could choose this.
Let's just list them out first, right?
Pardon?
Let's just list them out. If you go in so much detail, you'll just be reading all of them.
I know. I was just... Okay. I was just making sure that everyone knew what they were. Do people want to read through, and the first person to say what they want to do, let me know.
I mean, I know what I want to do.
Great. Go, Assis. What do you want to do?
I want to meet someone new.
Lovely. Meet someone new. City has 24 contacts.
Choosing consequences?
Pardon?
Oh. Never mind.
No, go ahead. Sorry, it's just that you were a bit... The audio is a bit short.
I had a question that was immediately answered by reading.
Reading the card explains the card. So, each city has 24 contacts, organized into 12 pairs. Roll a d12. Cool. Roll me a d12.
Oh, shit. Which one is that? Where's my d12?
It's the one that...
Oh my god, that's a 1.
Okay. So, you have one of two people you can choose to meet. You could meet... let me check my notes. AKA, come up with two people. Okay. Your two options are Annie, who is a old and mysterious lost soul. She tends to travel with the fairs, but never seems to really be aware of where she is. Tall, pale, long white hair, and she kind of just drifts from place to place. The other option is Nissa. Nissa is a young undead, full of energy, and is like still trying to like is trying to convince herself that she isn't like the rest of you and sad and drifting away from.
Oh, hell yes. Oh, love
like-
it. Yeah, let's go with
Yeah.
her.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. How would you like to approach? That you can choose one of your stat-based checks to find out how you approach, like to see how well you manage to approach them.
I mean, I have to use my allure. It's my only good stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you know that she'll probably be in the French Quarter at a bar somewhere trying to find the latest joy and excitement. And I think that you might just approach Nissa at the bar.
Yeah,
Would
just,
you roll
just
me?
slide into like a bar
Yeah.
stool.
Yeah, roll me a lore, please.
That is 6 plus 2, 8.
Unfortunately, that is a failure. You can re-roll die in this game. Okay. Yeah. How do you approach this ball of energy?
I
Got short black hair. She's got she's also black and is wearing like really like punky, energetic clothing with lots of badges and stickers on it. She's like she died, I'd say about 20 years ago, but still is the kind of trying to make it look like is in the current young youth age and isn't 10 years or 20 years behind everyone else.
I will just like scooch my bar stool at the person and be like, you seem peppy for such a morose and sad night.
And I didn't know that you were here to harsh the vibes.
Is it harsh to speak truths?
Listen, I'm just here for a good night. I don't really get what you're doing.
Yes, you don't. You are young, so full of, well, not life, but something. I think you could learn a lot from me.
Right. Let me get you a drink. Or does you like doesn't even wait to tell you to hear what your drink is? Or does you like a rum and coke, hands it to you, and then walks away?
Alas, some cannot appreciate the beauty in sadness.
Just
She
kind of
instead swirls. She spends 1 hour just swirling the drink dramatically instead of drinking it.
great. Successful downtime there. Congratulations. Yeah. Has anyone else got a downtime action they'd like to attempt?
Yes, please. Nora would like to seek some new power.
Before the end of the next session, you must do something horrible and atrocious as a source of new power. When the next downtime action begins, set your pulse to 1 and your chaos to 6, as your actions have caused havoc throughout the city. If your pulse was higher than 6 at this point, gain D6 pulse. You gain the power of undeaf and add it to your character sheet and increase one of your stats by 1. You can only do this once per city. So all that means is next session, Nora's going to try and do something horrible, and if they succeed, which they already are high enough to succeed, you'll get some new power. Lovely. Cool.
Nice.
I'll make a note of that. Nora,
Yes.
about to do something worse.
Horrible shit.
Anyone else?
Anton would like to indulge a passion.
Is that a downtime action?
Is it part of downtime? Because the way the headings are written, it makes
No,
it
no,
look
it
like
it's
part
under
of
downtime.
Yeah, it
is under downtime.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Live large, live
Perfect.
monstrously,
So,
indulge your passion as per the rule of passions. So yeah, which one would you like to indulge?
Anton's gonna indulge in more blood drinking. Specifically, is gonna go back to the hot dog vendor and just approach very apologetically and just be like, "Hey, man, I'm extremely sorry for how I behaved earlier today, but your hot dog really helped, even though it was in my pocket for a bit. Could I get you a drink as a means of saying sorry?"
Yeah, roll me in a lore check, please. That's
Sorry?
what the
A lore?
Yeah, please.
That is an 8.
I mean, I've got to go home to the wife. I don't think she'll be too
One drink
fussed with
on me. That's
Yeah, like, okay. They're pretty sheepish, not sheepish, but like bizarre by what you're saying. There's like a bar that's nearby with seating outside, and like he'll sit down outside and wait for you. Like, I'll just have a beer, please.
While we're walking, Anton's gonna fully pull the vendor into like an alleyway.
Yeah.
And is gonna be like, "Listen, I do want to make good on my promise not to let you see me get escorted. So on the off chance that I do, you shouldn't see it, right?" And is gonna bite him.
As you bite him, his last words are like, "But it's a street. How are you going to get escorted out?" And yeah, that guy is not going to be there to serve hot dogs anymore, huh?
Committed to the bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well done. Gain a D3 impulse and add 1 chaos. And also, we're going to do this properly because Elle pointed this out. You have to pick one of the possible options for indulge your passions, and you can only do each pump can only be used once per city. If you run out, you need to find a new passion. So, which of those options on page 20?
How many pulse do I gain?
D3.
A D3. D3 pulse. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm. If it's like an odd number, do I take the higher or the lower? Like rounded up or rounded down?
That's a great question.
I mean, I would just take like 1 and 2 counters 1, 3 and 4 counters 2, and like 5 and 6 counters 3. That is how I would do it.
Yeah, I think that's the safest way to do it.
Okay, fine. Cool. We already did Immortal realizes you're undead. meet someone new, but they fucking hate you.
Awesome. And you then roll against the odds. Oh dear. Which is on page 55. Way! You're making me do system stuff. 55.
I'm sorry, I thought you were the GM.
How dare you? I
Ouch!
am offended that you would even suggest that.
Womp womp.
Oh, I see what it means. Okay, so you meet someone new. You have to roll, but you are against the odds, which means you roll at disadvantage and take the two lowest numbers. So you roll 3 die and take the two lowest. I'm going to roll on the D12 table, aka come up with some ideas.
Do you roll a d12 or do I roll a d12?
I'm going to tell you, I don't have 24
You roll
contacts.
a d12.
I don't have 24 contacts. I'm coming up with them on the spot.
The D12 is fake.
The D12 is fake. Don't
They're
believe
lying
in the
to us
D12. I'm
about the D12.
What's
The
that
D12's not
meme?
real.
It's like that.
This is like reverse gaslighting. This is like you're just telling us the truth in a tone that sounds like you're gaslighting us about the truth.
Yeah, okay. The two options are Malcolm. Malcolm
But Cal,
is
you told us that you did a bunch of contacts.
What? I didn't tell you I made a bunch of contracts. I told you I hadn't.
No. It's in the chat. Am
Did I say that I'd made them?
No.
Wait, who's
Yeah.
gaslighting who now? I'm so confused.
No.
On the 29th.
I said that I was going to. I didn't say I did.
I think you said you did.
I don't know about that. Right. Well, the result you get, no matter what you roll, it's always going to be the same two guys. You can choose between Malcolm. He's a war vet. Died in the war, got back up against again, and then kept fighting. He's always looking for a fight, and is really annoyed that we're currently at a time where like that's frowned upon. With the rising tensions in the world against the Soviet Union, he's really excited for a new war. Alec is a shifty bugger who loves gambling. Cannot get enough of gambling. Does, however, cause a lot of issues for the guy because he's not that great at it. Who would you like to meet?
Do I choose?
You choose one of those two guys.
Malcolm.
Cool. Malcolm is being thrown out of a pub as you're walking past. He's just getting thrown out by a bouncer. Screw you! You weren't there. None of you were there. All right? I've been everywhere. I've fought on every continent on this bloody planet. You smart ass. You want to fight?
What kind of fight?
I'll fight you however you like. I'll fight you blindfolded.
Okay. Yeah. Here you go. You want help or you got it?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Puts the blindfold on. Starts putting his hands up to start punching. Where are you at?
Dude, I'm right here. A little to your left. No. Your other left.
Yeah.
You're aiming too high.
After a little bit, he does this really large punch, which causes him to fall over and hit the floor. And he just starts wailing at the floor. What the fuck's your name, man?
I think that person's name was Florence.
I'm gonna get you, Florence. I don't know where you are. I don't know who you are. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh my god, Florence is like running away. Okay, honestly, I'm with you on that. I remember his face. I'll let
He takes the
No,
blindfold
Florence
off and
again.
looks at your face. Wait a minute.
What? Sorry. You just lagged for me for a second.
Oh, sorry. They take the blindfold off and then see it's you who's been telling them this.
Oh, okay. Oh, uh-huh.
What the fuck? You're that guy I was fighting.
No, that was Florence.
No, it was you.
You said you could fight blind. And then Florence, the dude who kicked you out, came out here and was like, oh yeah, and he started to like, he's the one who you bumped into. That, you fell
I'm gonna
on
remember
top
your
of him,
face.
rock, solid, torso. Florence.
I'm gonna remember you, fucker. You watch yourself round here, alright? You watch yourself. Stumbles away.
Okay, buddy. I hope you get better at blindfolded boxing.
That's Malcolm. Congratulations, you have another contact that doesn't like you lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Finally, Elle dashes downtime action.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie low, I think.
Cool. Reduce your chaos by a d6.
Sure. Alright, I'm reducing it by 5.
Cool.
Takes me down to 7.
So the final thing we must do, as we've all take a downtime action.
Oh.
Is the consequences. Where do you lie low? Let's. Is there a specific place that you like to go to when you're hiding? Have you got a flat or a hotel room that you're gonna hang out in?
Oh yeah, I can describe what this looks like. I think we see Dash return to that hotel that Anton was drinking at the beginning of the session. Dash has a room there. He's staying under the name like Brian Chow or something, using a stolen credit card. And we see him enter this sort of dingy, dimly lit hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
There's like stolen handbags everywhere. Like the closet's open. There's like a fur coat that clearly didn't originally belong to Dash hanging in there. And we see Dash take a credit card and some money from his pocket, probably stolen from the guy he just drank at the music. And he like very meticulously adds it to like the desk drawer. He has a system for all of this, it's clear. And I think, yeah, he'll just go out on the balcony and kind of lounge and watch the people on the street below, like kind of moving toward the fair.
Mm.
And I think we see this sly little smile grow in his face because he's thinking about the big fish that's about to come in that Maxwell just told us about. And Dash hasn't brought this up to the rest of the group yet, but he's pretty sure that it's not too smart when you have a big fish on the hook to let somebody else eat it. So he is already plotting about how he's going to steal and keep that money for himself.
Great. Phil. So, who has the highest chaos? If you give me your chaos stats.
I mean, I'm at 9.
I'm at 12.
Okay, so Noah's at 12. What's Dash's chaos?
I'm at 7 now.
7. Anton?
Oh, 11.
And are you?
And I have 9.
Cool. So, Nora, for every 2 chaos, I get to do horrible things.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's okay, I'll make it back next session. It's fine.
Oh, you
Go
roll
ahead.
once for every 2 chaos?
For every 2 chaos, I roll
Yes.
one on that list. Yeah. Cool.
Of the consequences?
Okay. So, yep, that's a 3, a 1, a 1.
Oh god.
Why are they doing this?
1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I need to roll one more.
Oh
Oh good,
no.
good, good.
Oh no.
Okay, so as the day wraps up, you, Nora, are approached by a monk. Sorry, no, he's a priest.
Oopsies. What kind of monk?
write it.
Buddhist or Christian?
He's a priest. He's a Christian priest.
Yeah, okay.
Comes up to you and says,
Okay.
"We
Mm-hmm.
do not believe you should be allowed back into the presence of the World Fair. This is your only warning. Come again, and we, with the powers invested in us by our Lord, will purge you from this place."
Nora just stares at him. Unblinking. Just stares. And then she says, I've allowed your kind to kill me once. It's not going to happen again.
You should know that we're not the only ones who have taken offense to your presence here. Be very careful as you travel.
She looks at him and she says, well, oh, I will be. Thank you for your warning. And she smiles and then she walks away.
Great. So, 3
And I
friendly
now have
factions.
an idea of what horrible thing she's gonna do next downtime.
3 rival factions. So 3 friendly factions have now become hostile. The one you know about, who this guy was probably from, is an order of the sacred holiness. These are a cult or a religious sect of undead priests who travel around with artifacts and keep them preserved for the Lord. And that's why they've been given immortality in their minds. They currently hold power in the religious faction, in the Vatican, the Vatican pavilion inside the fair is their little hideout because they've travelled here with some relics that have been put on show. And then there are two other factions that you're not aware of yet who have become hostile. You also, as you're travelling around, later see Susie in the street talking to a mortal. And you overhear. I saw you were at the pizzeria with someone. Who were they? Some kind of. I need you to stay away from them. They're not safe. They're a bad person. I didn't want you to meet them because I was scared what they'd do to you. I'll get it sorted. Don't worry about it. I'll get rid of them somehow. I'll speak to Maxil. He might be able to do something about it. So yeah, two friendly contacts have turned hostile. So congratulations, Susie and Maxil are now hostile. That's fun, isn't
What the
it?
hell?
Yeah. And finally, cool. The final thing that happens as you head back to your place of location, that's wherever you're staying. Average height, kind of like it's smart casual. He's dressed in smart casual. Oh, lost Shen. Hello. There we go. Great. The other thing that happens is a man in smart casual dress approaches you, and says, "Very messy work, that."
Who is this for?
To Shen.
Yeah,
Nora?
it's
You.
Nora. Yeah.
Oh, for me. Okay, okay.
This has all happened to you.
Okay, okay. And she looks
You've
at
done this.
Okay, okay. Oh my god. Okay, fine. She looks at him and she's like, "Oh, but I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just living my life."
Yes, and you left a pile of bodies behind.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do? It's in
No,
our blood.
not if you want to stay alive. Or undead.
She sort of laughs, and it's like a very cutesy, like, very soft laughter. It's like, "Oh, I haven't been alive. Haven't you noticed? I haven't been alive in a while." That's what we're all trying to do, aren't we?
That would explain the mess you leave.
This mess, it's just a way of life. It's what we need to do to sustain ourselves.
It's
I don't
unrefined.
see. That is your opinion. You can choose to be as refined as you like. You have no sway over me.
We'll see about that, huh?
She just smiles, and then,
Yeah, you receive back a long, sly grin. And yeah, this is introduces himself as Mickey.
The mouse?
No, not exactly. I like to make my way around
Not
this world.
Florida.
You can enjoy your games while they last, but just be aware.
But you
I'm on to you.
suggest I do. On to
I
me.
suggest you learn the art of subtlety.
That's not an art. That's cowardice.
Wow, you can enjoy that cowardice. Wow, there's a stake through your heart.
Just because you choose to live in shadows does not mean the others would choose to do the same. I have every right to this world, just as those other living beings do.
You amuse me. I'll keep you around for now. And he walks off.
He kind of calls back behind him and she says, I'm glad I'm entertaining.
You're very little else. And walks out the door.
Like knows like, I suppose.
Yeah. So you've. This is not a hostile contact. This is a rival contact, which is slightly different.
Sounded hostile to me.
It sounded extremely hostile to me.
No. He doesn't want to kill you. He just wants you to change the way you play the game that he enjoys playing too. He's also a killer.
Well.
He just likes playing it a very
I
different
see.
game.
This
is your rival murderer. Murder versus murder.
Ooh, rival serial killer. Let's go.
Yeah. Right. We have already run over.
Serial killer rivalry. Nice.
So unfortunately, tech issues meant that Elle had to leave early because I hate my life and my internet connection decided it wanted to fight me. So that's the end of the session. Thank you everyone for joining us for the first week of For Tonight We Might Dine. I will let my players unintroduce themselves or say goodbye, in other words. We'll start with Shen. Say goodbye. And where people find you.
Hi, this is Shen. I play Nora. It was very fun today. Bye.
Cool. Assis, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye. You'll never see me again. I'm gonna deactivate my Discord and my Twitch and throw my laptop in the river, I guess. I have been Assis. You can find me on @lesbianing on all socials, and I have many irons in the fire, and I'm scared.
Very relatable.
Great. Agent P, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Bye everyone. I'm Agent P. I've played Anton and will be playing Anton for the upcoming couple weeks. You can find me on Blue Sky at theagentp.bluesky.social or on Instagram at the.agent.p. I also wear a lot of hats. Follow my socials. You want to see the hats.
I've never seen them wear a hat even once. They're gaslighting me.
And I
think you need to get glasses.
And I have been Callum and will continue to be so. You just won't see or hear me unless you go over to at Theatre Callum on Blue Sky, where you can find out about all the things I'm doing, which is at the moment just this. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye. Don't let the vampires bite. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.